What's this? What is this?
Hola, soy el alcalde Jorge Elorza, Entiéndonos Seguros, que tanto extrañamos. Pues el camino más rápido y seguro para volver a esa vida es la distancia social y vacunar. Yo acabo de recibir mi vacuna en contra de COVID-19.
This is Josh Allen
Le
Cooney.
insisto que usted también haga lo mismo.
There he is.
Todos tenemos
Hola.
preguntas sobre el proceso de la vacuna.
Tuesday night.
Yo mismo he hablado con los
Yes. This is
expertos
Missy.
médicos y la ciencia
Hola,
está
one and
clara.
all.
Las vacunas son
It is
seguras
Senor
y
Juan.
excepcionalmente
Oh,
eficaces en
what's
la
this?
protección en contra el virus. Mantenerse saludable, a mantener
Folks, the days are
saludable
counting
a su
down.
familia y a su comunidad.
He is
Y
soon going to
también
be
a mejorar la economía para
former
todos.
mayor Elorza.
Consulte con su enfermera,
Jorge
con un doctor,
Elorza. Although he'll
con un
always be our mayor
farmacéutico
Elorza.
en su localidad de
Good
cómo
point.
obtener su vacuna tan pronto esté
Hola.
disponible para usted.
Here's Pamela. There's Kathy Kent. There she is. And my friend Paul. Hello. Went to a wake. Actually, not an in person, but someone I had gone to St. Paul's school with. Sobering nonetheless. Well, folks, good evening on this Tuesday. Let me just check. Hi there. Hola. There's Kathy. There's David Thornley. Henry B is with us. It has been rolling. Well, I've been out, right? Been out covering things. Last night, there's our friend Tommy Bryan, folks. Free consultation, Ameriprise. We're gonna be Tommy. I'm gonna call you tomorrow morning. There's Patrick. ¿Cómo estás? Because Patriots game last night. Excuse me. Let's see. I was at the State House Thursday night for their homeless vigil. I was at the State House on Friday night, and then a little bit of a quiet weekend. And then last night, the Patriots were on. Well, we are ready to go, folks. Obviously, monitoring the events and the news. Please share that you are watching. It is Juan After Dark. We have so many. I have another exciting new project. Not ready to announce just yet. But Thursday, Cranston PD Live, episode 5. We're going to be live 4 to 6. 4 to 6 this Thursday. So we're trying different time spots. You know what I mean? Different times of day, so to speak. So we're going to try. The afternoon can be very busy. Shoplifting, accidents, various things going on. We'll be once again in Cranston, and then we'll see what plays out. But so far, the reaction has been great. What I am intrigued at and learning, I'm doing a lot of the episodes of Cranston PD Live. They build. Episode 3 just rise. It's actually doing really well. 3 and 4, and then we were off. So we were off the the first night, and we're off and running, and only get better and better. There's Joanne and Renee. Sherry Ann, I want to touch on that. What's up with Providence schools? Let's see, declining enrollment. I'll answer that question, Sherry Ann. What's up with Providence schools? Not that I was going to talk about that, but I'll touch on it. What's going up with Providence schools? Let's see, we have declining enrollment. How bad are the schools they're talking about? Well, 95% and freezing all of a sudden. It should not be freezing. There we go. I haven't used StreamYard. I thought I've had people on YouTube say, how come you don't do more live video on YouTube? Now I'm seeing why we don't do more video on YouTube. It doesn't look like Juan looks a little blurry as well. I normally just do Facebook Live. I thought we would do the good evening. This is Jerry Stern, but I want to answer the question. These stories, they're too adult centric, and this is the what you have to understand is it's impossible to change anything, and nothing is going to change if they continue down this path. I have no sympathy. Listen, are the schools there for learning, or the schools there to just provide jobs? Because if they're just there to provide jobs, we might as well stop giving tests. We might as well stop doing all those things. It's not a matter of a few people aren't learning. Nobody's learning. If 95% of children in the 8th grade, hear me out here. I'll answer that question. There's Nicole. Hola, congratulations. Look, I get a big successful night last night. Not that Juan was invited to do one after dark. But folks, if 95 children in 8th grade their English about, what's the purpose? What are we doing here? So they're trying to change things, and you can't change anything because obviously every time they try to change anything, the union objects, and they get very, very upset. There's Joanne. So Providence schools, why are they only closing 2? They're not attended. They want to bring in more charter schools. At least they have more control over it. They're wildly expensive. The schools are for the reconstruction. I don't know what that means. We're also going to spend way too much money on these schools. They keep saying, well, these buildings at Brown, so are the buildings at Harvard, so are the buildings at plenty of buildings are old. It's not about that. So, Ola, the Providence schools, the reporting on this is atrocious. Well, we didn't know. They're just making noise. I want you to understand, they can't get teachers to agree to go 5 minutes longer. 5 minutes is a major deal. They need to blow up the contract. I'm just telling you, they do. But this mayor, I think he knows it. Mayor Smiley, who's getting sworn in next month. And they're going to blow it up. But this is going to be a battle now between the education commissioner and the superintendent. This Jason Scully. I'll give you an example, and I'm not afraid to. I'm not trying to call anybody out, anyone, pick on someone who's then asking a question. But this was a tweet that went out. What's her name? I'm on Twitter. Steph Machado. What is her? She put out on Twitter. What's breaking is the teachers of the school. They're so close, and they hate the fact that that they've been working. Let me guess. It's like a family. Listen, that's got to come to an end. I don't know how else to explain it. There's no one learning. The Providence schools are not there for a group of adults who, they're really tight and they all hang out together and they cover for each other when someone calls in sick, and they enjoy going out to lunch, and then they socialize and they all go to the beach in the summertime. That's not the purpose of the school system. The purpose of the school system is to try to teach. So everything is out. Panic. I'm looking at Channel 6. They confirmed closure of 3 Providence schools. Now, this is a joke they're doing under the guidelines of the crumbling schools. That's not, you don't need as many schools open. You don't need all those schools open. No one is, like I said, they couldn't be underperforming more. And pulling it up. Wait a minute, this isn't 2, it's 3 schools. Well, I don't know if you have that open. I don't know how else to explain it. There's no learning that's going on. They're not learning. The system is broken. So the job. And yet, this was Steph Machado, the Pulse of Providence from Channel 12. I'm hearing from heartbroken teachers inside Broad Street Elementary. They haven't been told where the students, the teachers will go, and that closes at the end of the year. They're asking to be together. No, they're not going to be kept together. It's a failed team. They're lucky they're going to be employed. I recognize, let me be very clear. The kids are suffering for it. Everyone's suffering from it. They're well paid. Get the inches on the whole. Listen, they're working 4 blanking hours a day. Hola, hi there, Diana. I understand they're constantly changing curriculum. Now, if you are a teacher or married to one, feel free to DM me. Constantly changing curriculum. No offense, Sherry Ann, but explain that 95% of the children are not proficient. Let me make this as easy as possible. 95% of the students in 8th grade can't do the work of an 8th grader. Some of them are at a 7th grade level. Some of them are at a 6th grade level. Some of them are below that. 95% can't do the work of an 8th grader. I think it's even higher than that with math. And by the way, the same goes for 6th grade and so forth. So this business of, yeah, that's right, Jason. They all have each other's back. Oh, we want to stay together. They're constantly changing curriculum. It doesn't matter. The system they have in place right now is not working. I'll tell you what needs to be done. And I wasn't even going to talk about this, but why not? What needs to be done? Okay, you want to fix the Providence schools. School's going to start earlier in the day, right? School's going to start at, say, 7:30 and to go to 4:30. Now, they can't be what? The teachers you would have a conniption. Right now, they teach 4 hours a day. It should be the school day will now be until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The charter schools in Providence start earlier in the day. They go later, and they even start earlier. They go back before Labor Day, and then they go late. So they go beyond 180 days. That's how you improve the schools. You have to also be able to fire bad teachers. There are some teachers, they go in September, October, and then they're gone. They're out on different leave, medical leave. By the way, now it's mental health leave. Someone says they have anxiety, can't be in the classroom, can't be around people. They go in September, October, they're done for the year. I mean, it has to, right? I don't want to go through whole definition of insanity, but this is crazy. They're changing matter. What they're doing, it's not working. So to continue down that path is a failure. Well, the kids are that's how you fix it, right? If you have a team that's not performing well, you got to practice more. Okay, right now we're practicing, 2 times a week for an hour. It's practice every day, Monday through Friday for 2 hours. Guess what? It's better. It will. This is crazy. You can't get better this way. Hi there, Liz Simon, and there's Jay Lunigan. But, well, the thing, Jason, see, it also doesn't explain that enough. See, the union is not involved with the charter schools. Thus, so why would you continue to have? They have less students. They have a lot less students. As a matter of fact, they lost over 5,000 students during the pandemic. Students either homeschool, people moving out, people going to charter schools or private schools. Why would you keep the same amount of personnel if you have less students? No. Wrongo. You know what the Providence school system needs? Competition. What improves everything? Competition. I'll give you a good example. Who had one of the first cell phones? They used to be this big, even bigger. I think somewhere I still have my first cell phone. It was bigger than that. It was like a shoebox. What about the cell phones now? Nice and thin, slick, and so much better. Why is that? Competition. Because of competition. The public school system in this country is a failed experiment. Failed. Shh. Close the Providence schools. They should start closing all all of the schools. Anywhere. It's way too expensive. There's Farrah Paul and Christine closing 3 schools in Providence. They should be closing 23 schools in Providence. You don't need all those schools. Number 2, unless things improve, is the element of competition, things are never going to improve. Now, I don't know, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I wasn't going to talk about that, but someone made the comment. These are the John report was very revealing, and I'm willing to bet that the individual that put that down, I'm not saying what she wants. Most people don't know this stuff. I guarantee you, if this Sherry Ann, all right, she does agree. If you call, hi there, Ginger. If you call any of the current talk hosts, they don't know about that stuff. The media is just following everything the union tells them. They just go along. Now the are very union sympathetic. To me, it's this is broken. It's not like this. It's broken. You reach a point. This is crazy. It's not. I'm not even going to try to give it an analogy, but I support anyone that's trying to improve the system. They're going to fight at every step. I remind people that John Hopkins report that was scathing about the Providence schools came out May, June of 2019. At no time since then have any of those teachers lost 1 cent of their pay. Nothing. Do any of them make less? No. Have they all gotten the raises they're supposed to? Yes. Did any of them lose their jobs during the pandemic? No. If anything, McKee gave them $3,000 bonuses. Nothing has improved. It'll be 4 years this spring since the John Hopkins report came out, and nothing has changed. But there's enough people now that are saying that inmates are running the asylum. So this isn't a matter of, oh, you must be no, it has nothing to do with anti-union. This is, if you keep banging your head against the wall, at what point do you realize, like, hey, I'm getting a headache and my head's bleeding? I mean, come on. They're not part of the problem. They are the problem. I've spoken to people that you can't negotiate. It's all about the negotiation. The John Hopkins report was pretty revealing, saying it's all adult-centric. It's all what's best for the adults, not the students. And then look at the Channel 12 report. Oh, the teachers are heartbroken. They hope they're all going to be kept together. Again, it's all about them. Even the report is them. That's 95% of the kids. 95% of the kids in 8th grade can't do the work of an 8th grader. That's heartbreaking. You know what's heartbreaking? 95% of the kids cannot do math at an 8th grade level. Or 95% of 5th graders can't read at 5th grade level. I'm not saying getting an A. I'm not saying getting a B. I'm saying they can't do 5th grade work. And what is the Steph Machado report? The teachers, they're like family. They're heartbroken. They're going to get broken up. That's exactly the friggin' problem. What a pathetic tweet to put out. That's embarrassing. This is the same group. They wouldn't shut a parent-teacher conference. I know that seems odd, especially I went to St. Paul School with the nuns, and my mother was the designated substitute. The teachers would not attend a parent-teacher conference. They're in class 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day. No nights, no weekends. Summers off, vacations, holidays. 4 hours a day. They're in the building for 6 hours. They get an hour for lunch and an hour free period. Why do they have a free period? They could teach another class. 4 hours. We know 5 minutes more. No. We want them to stay after class, after school, one day. No. It's it. What's in it for us? We want this. We want more of that. Pawtucket got this. Coventry got this. Newport schools got this. Warwick got this. We want. Can't fire anybody. We pick. Sanity. Nothing is about learning. Nothing. Zero. Listen, I was watching, I ran here, but there's Mary Rice. It has gotten worse. There's Arlene. Well, that's just it. Before you know it, there won't be any schools left for these kids. On top of that, there has to be competition, folks. There has to be. Without competition, what's the point, right? Burger King made McDonald's better. Who has a monopoly? Whenever there's a monopoly, do we ever do well when there's a monopoly? Try going to the registry of motor vehicles. You have one option. You got to go there. Imagine if there was competition. Maybe I go here. Maybe I go somewhere else. Do you think it'd be faster? Of course it would be faster. We know that. You're watching the Patriots last night. I don't want to get too far off on analogies. I support anyone that's trying to improve the system, not muck it up. Now, there was someone commenting earlier on some of the. By the way, again, Thursday afternoon will be the next edition, episode 5, Cranston PD Live. I remember if you saw that sergeant. There was a veteran who was having a tough time, and they swooped in, and that could have gone bad real fast. But there's someone that I'm back and forth with a little bit. I do answer some of the comments. There it is. What's her name? Some of these comments. I love how the people just put open-ended comments. What's her name? Roxanne DePippo. Is Roxanne here? I'm not trying to embarrass anybody or call them out. But all those poor people, oh, there they are at the State House. Folks, they're not even homeless. Not really. I mean, they're actually advocates that are up there. But Roxanne asked, I love this question. Don't you think that we should help don't think of that question. Don't you think we should help the homeless? Such a broad question. There's Patty. Thank you, Bill Levery. About mismanagement. It's not about mismanagement if the management can't do anything, right? That's not mismanagement. It's really, I'm going to, again, as I try to move on, but David said that. No, I don't agree with that. It's not about mismanagement. It's who do you work for? The problem is they work for the union. They don't answer to the principals, the superintendent, or the education commissioner. The old expression, you can't serve two masters. The players on the Patriots, do they play for Bill Belichick or do they play for the NFL? They play for Belichick. These workers, they don't work for the principal. They don't work for the superintendent, and they don't work for the education commissioner. They work for the union. So mismanagement, I don't think you can blame the management if the management doesn't really have control of the workers. Much like, not a good analogy, certainly not a great analogy, but if the offensive line is having problems, can you really blame Mac Jones? It sounds like it wouldn't matter who the quarterback is. Thank you for the stars, Arlene. This Kathy. But think of that. Thank you, Lanny, as well. I want to just comment on that. Roxanne DePippo. Don't you think we should help the homeless? Out here, she's one of those people. Here's Jane Rice. Is Juan on tonight? Jane, I don't know what to tell you. Folks, you can always check the page. I would check the page before are we out of milk? Well, open the refrigerator and see if we need milk. I'll just answer Jane Rice because she's so terrific. Where did she send the message? Where are you, Jane? Is she posting that maybe? I saw it. Poor, I don't know where Jane Rice is. Let me just double check one more place. All right, I'll answer her. I know. What do you want? You're going to start answering everybody? I don't know why she's not getting it. I'm on right now, Miss Jane. I like Jane Rice. It was her birthday recently. I am on right now. and then I'm going to answer the. Okay. Um, let's talk about that. I'm gonna take a position that you're not supposed to take. So I like the way that's asked. Don't you think we should help the homeless? Hmm. Don't you think we should help the homeless? I know what I'm supposed to say. What are we supposed to say on Christmas? Excuse me, on December 13th during the Christmas season, during during the build-up Advent. I'll answer it that no, no, I don't think taxpayers should help the homeless. No, what he said you should. I said the taxpayers should not. First of all, here was my question: who's the we? Should all right, I said management if you control the worst ended, but question mismanagement. I can't read minds. If you meant mismanagement, it does that. I finish it. She helped the homeless. First, I think we have to define who we is. And again, I know this is aimed at Roxanne DePippo. Folks, I can't just blindly go along. That's right. It's the education commissioner. It's the superintendent. Well, if they don't have the power to carry out their plans, then I'm not defending them, but it doesn't seem right to blame them. What did Bill Parcells say? If you're gonna Bill Parcells said, if you're gonna judge me by the cooking, let me shop for the groceries. It's not fair. Like, where's the big turnaround if they can't make any changes or get the proper people? But I want to answer that. Who are we? Well, before it became fashionable, churches help the homeless, charities help the homeless. I think private donation should help the homeless. Do I think so? That question by Roxanne DePippo, I can't find her posting now. Don't you think, it was almost like you're not suggesting that we should not help the homeless, are you? I mean, you're not actually suggesting that, are you? Yeah, I am actually. Yes, no taxpayer money. Couple of things. Number one, should we help the homeless? I think they give me private 401ks, nonprofit set up, charities set up, churches, I think, and then private donations, private companies that get involved. Yeah, I think that they could. Then, if you want to, quote, help the homeless, then there are different organizations and ways you can, quote, help the homeless. Do I think that taxpayers, that we have to take money out, that they have to take taxpayer funds for things to, quote, help the homeless? No, I don't think that should happen. I don't understand why that has to happen. So this business of the shouldn't we help the homeless? Not necessarily, certainly not through taxpayer funds. So no, I don't think that, as a matter of fact. There's Diane and Tommy D. Now, this business of, well, who are the homeless? I'm not going to name names. However, this summer, I interviewed, and those of you that watched it know, we interviewed a woman. She's not a kid. She's over 50. She chooses not to work. She has run into problems with her family. She has run afoul of the law at times. She lives kind of a chaotic lifestyle. She crashes different places. She is technically homeless without a vehicle. But when she gets her monthly amount of money, I believe she's on disability. She pays her phone bill because you got to have the cell phone. Has multiple cell phones, by the way. Goes back and forth to Block Island. Goes out with different guys on their boat. Gets hotel vouchers. So technically, that individual, she's homeless. Should we really, someone was telling me a story the other day. This woman said her nephew, she said, my nephew, he's 31 years old. She said, my 31-year-old nephew, she said, I'll say it, he's a bum. He doesn't work. He never did well in school. He never pay attention. He was lazy, and now all he wants to still do is smoke pot and drink beer and play video games. And he doesn't want to work. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He didn't go to college. The mother got tired of him, tossed him out. So he's basically homeless. And he pals around with different people, gets rides here and there, stays here and there, stays in someone's garage, whatever. He could hold a job. This is a woman telling me. So there you have somebody who's 31 years old, abled body, certainly sounds like someone that could hold a job and not working. So again, the question from Roxanne DePippo, shouldn't we help the homeless? Shouldn't, like, you're not advocating that we look at those poor people, they have nowhere to go. Well, I don't know about that. I'm not, I for one am not convinced of that they have, I'm not convinced that, hold on, just check the page. There you go. I'm not convinced that, first of all, the people that are up there, does that, as we've said, and I'm not trying to belabor it, but this attitude, how did we get to this point? What do, like, and the questioning to the governor, what are you going to do for these people? Look at them up there. They're intense at the State House. What are you going to do? Where are you going to give them a ride? They need warm clothes. They need a place to sleep tonight. They need a hot meal. They need transportation over there. What are you going to do about it? Folks, like, they're not refugees, for crying out loud. These are people from our area. The couple I interviewed, they were living in an abandoned garage or factory in Woonsocket. Somehow they ended up at the Rhode Island State House. What are we going to do about it? What are they going to do about it? We have to feed them. We have to clothe them. We have to find them a place. Where are you gonna find me a place to sleep? Well, we have a bed at the shelter. I don't want to go to the shelter. I have a dog. I have drugs. No, I don't want to go to the shelter. Well, like, how did we even get into this, down this rabbit hole? What are we going to do about it? What are they going to do about it? There was someone else. Yes. Talk about, there's Heidi and Steve and Jim. Folks, the old expression, feed a stray dog. They always come back. Now, there was a guy posting on the page. I saw some of his comments. I should have made where is it? Maybe that's it. He's disabled and he was living out of his car. How about this woman, Pamela Bouchard? They're not bothering anyone with the State House. It belongs to the people. What was the post under? This was under Friday night when I was up there. They're not bothering anyone. Oh, it's their house. Maybe they should live inside the house. Maybe those that don't want to pay rent should just start moving into city hall and town hall. Where did personal responsibility come in? What about you have an obligation to yourself? Where's the self-pride? You have an obligation. God put you on earth for a reason. Not to, they're not just to scrunge. John Andre, there he is. I was homeless since March, living in my truck. I'm disabled. It takes forever for the government to help me. They don't have any house. They don't do hotel vouchers anymore. See, the party ended. I was living in my truck. No one helped me out. Hey, the ship is going down. Life preserver. Well, you're on the Titanic. Make your way into the lifeboat. If there's no trespassing signs, they aren't breaking the law. When does it make sense that someone says, I'm going to just go sleep at the State House? Boy, pride left the equation a long time ago. I could put a 10 on the side of any public space and it's legal. John Andre. It's not trespassing. It's a public space. It's with these people. How about this point? I said, why? Maybe they could be normal people and work and like live normally. Mariana Ann. Oh, it's so easy that they should work and live like normal people. Nobody's normal. Have you taken a walk in their shoes? I'm going to go back to the person from the summertime. I'll say it, Monica. She was homeless. She wouldn't work. There were jobs. She'd go in and out of stores that had help wanted signs in Apponaug. Work there. No, I don't want to work. I'm going to Block Island on the ferry. So we're supposed to help those people. Or the woman that uh, emailed me about her nephew, 31 years old. He just wants to smoke pot, drink beer, and play video games. So we're supposed to spend money and help him. He doesn't want to work or hold a job. What they don't want is any responsibility. That's what it comes down to. Roxanne DePippo. So you don't think we should help the homeless? Do I think we should help the homeless? As I said, who's we? We, mankind, yes. I'm a Roman Catholic. Again, yes. I've done fundraisers for the homeless. I've raised money for the homeless. It starts to become a bottomless pit. Look at Los Angeles. 28 years lifespan. That's right. There's Kathy. There's our friend Jane Rice joining us. I don't know what else, but like, so we have to pay for those people. They don't want to work. They want to smoke cigarettes. They want to drink beer. They want to smoke pot and lay around all day. And we have to pay for them. And we have to provide for them. I also want to be, folks, I'm not naive. Listen, but that statement, Roxanne DePippo. So you're saying we should not help the homeless. I'm not saying that. But like I said, no, I don't think the taxpayer. I like that other Pamela Bouchard. They're not bothering anyone. Not bothering anyone. There's needles around. They're throwing feces on it. They're urinating. It looks disgraceful. Oh, really? They're not bothering anyone? Well, they won't bother anyone on your front lawn, folks. The element of DeSantis flying the illegals to the vineyard is not far off here. All these do-gooders, you have a backyard. Many of these people, you have backyards. You have a front yard. You have a garage. No, I don't think they should be on public property. No, I don't think our taxpayer money should go to that. See, that's the Green New Deal. That's socialism. That's the problem with Venezuela. The government starts paying for everything. We're a capitalist society. They should move to Venezuela. They should move places. Some of the people, they're like, I just want to live in a cabana and I don't want to work and I want to smoke cigarettes and I want to smoke pot and I want to drink beer all day. And I just wanted to, well, again, that's your choice. I'm just not convinced that we should have to pay for it. It's not healthy. We're having more and more, they're enabling them. And the media, it's just brutal. There's David Packard. There's Carol. Hi there. There's Martha Stamp. Well, it would, David, except the weather stops us for looking like San Francisco. The weather does. The weather actually, it's just because the weather stops us from moving like LA. The problem is a lot of homeless go west. Hey, the ambitious homeless people find their way out to the West Coast, where at least the weather's warm. You're not dealing with snow. You're not dealing with freezing cold. And that's the only thing that keeps us that way, because Rhode Island, all the programs are here. We have enough programs. Look at the way the media, this whole quizzing of, and I'm no defender of Governor McGreed, but like, what are you going to do for these people? Like, we owe them something. They're adults. If there's someone that has a drinking problem, they need to go to a facility where they can get help with that problem. If there's someone that has a drug problem, there's someone that should go to help where they have that. The good news is, because of some of the veteran organizations, right now in Rhode Island, there are no homeless veterans. That is one thing the veteran organizations in Rhode Island have done very well. There are no homeless veterans in our state. It could be in other states, but not in our state, because they have such a program where they reach out to different veterans. But I just don't know where this is leading. And again, I don't want to be a broken record here, but notice how even the guy on my page was complaining. Well, yeah, that's right. San Francisco is like Pelosiville. It's saying they're not giving out hotel vouchers anymore. See, they loved it when they would give out hotel vouchers. As I explained, the Nilo last year, that set the bar. That the Nilo Hotel, the people, the lucky ones that were chosen that could live there. And by the way, I've even heard there was corruption, that some of the homeless people were paying off advocates to get them a slot at the Nilo. Between the room service, bed turned down, private shower, coffee, free coffee downstairs served, hotel living for the winter months, use the rec room, TVs in all the rooms. That set the bar. In some ways, that was the worst thing they could have done, because, and again, I'm not trying to be a broken record, folks, on this Tuesday night, but as I've said, the Warwick Mall right across the street was filled with businesses in the food court and around there that were paying, that needed part-time or full-time workers, help wanted, couldn't find them. And you had all those people living at the night, 200, whatever it was, 200 homeless people, 250, living at the boutique Nilo Hotel, at the state paying $250 a night. That to me did more damage than good, did more harm than good. It took the incentive out of that people, and people are like, I'm never going back to a shelter. Hotel living is the way for me. I've kept in touch with one of the individuals that lived there. He said, Juan, I didn't want the winter to end. That was the nicest place I've ever stayed. I thought, then don't you have incentive to maybe, work so then you could afford that on your own? No, I'll wait. They'll do a voucher program again. Terrible. It is. Thank you, Jane Rice. Well, we're trying that. This Sean O'Brien. Well, we have to. But I'll be the first one. This business of we have to run around and we have to hold the hand of all these different people. Folks, we can't, they're doing their best to turn this into a welfare state. And we just keep getting these people, and there's more and more people, the population, the people living here that want and are in need of state and government services. The number keeps rising. The number keeps rising. We're pretty close. If we continue down this path, Rhode Island will become the 50-50. 50% of the people work, 50% of the people live off the system. That's way too high. That's way too high. It should never be, but think of that. Should never have a number high like that. The number should way down for people that truly are disabled, people that truly have needs, that need state and government services. The numbers, and I have a problem with some of these people. I don't know, under the age of 30, under the age of 35, whatever the number is, abled body, could work, and then they don't. They know where to get phone charged, shower. Now the money, they don't have to wait in line to the welfare office to get their check. It's automatically into their card. The EBTs continue to have high amounts because of COVID, and it's people just gaming the system. And the longer they do this, the longer they're out of the workforce. The longer they're out of the workforce. So we'll find out tomorrow. It is at a tipping point, David. Oh, it is, Mike. I didn't realize it is until I met this Holly Ferris. I didn't realize until I met so many of these people that are on, oh, I'm disabled. I can't. Oh, you seem to walk okay, and you seem physically, you seem okay. Oh, I have anxiety. I can't work. Huh. How old are you? 30. 30 years old, permanently disabled. You have anxiety. Hmm. And how do you you treat that? Anxiety. Sheesh. That's interesting. Not everyone has that option. Not everyone has that option. All right, folks, it's Tuesday night. If news breaks, Juan is out there. If you see news breaking, we're out there. I think we're going to have a new, I'm very excited about it. I don't want to jinx it, but we have a very good new segment we're going to launch. And we're starting to move into some regular, we'll always have Juan After Dark, but some regular segments. Now, listen, from time to time, there's a glitch in the app, not all the time. Most time it should work. You can always check the page. I apologize. Sometimes people have missed things here and there. There's things we can control, things we can't control. By and large, people seem to find it when they do want it. Although I do like when it's live and we can interact with everybody. It is the breakdown of the family. You're right. That is exactly right. So many of these people think of the opportunity they have right now. If there's someone that said, you know what, I'm going to work 2-3 jobs for the next couple of years, there's so many businesses that would like to have them. There's so many different businesses that are in need of good workers, and they would pay them. Hey, $15 an hour minimum wage. Some places pay more than that. That's good money for those that are willing to put in, a true hard day's work. There's a lot to be learned from that. Everything doesn't have to be the dream job, right? No, but you work a full day, you work an honest day's pay, and you're rewarded for it. All right, folks, it is Tuesday night. It is cold out. We're back on the radio tomorrow at 11. If there's breaking news tonight, I will be out, obviously. This has been Tuesday night edition of Juan After Dark.